On a Saturday evening in Stockton, California, the city's streets glowed softly under the setting sun, and families across the community prepared to gather with loved ones. For one family, this night was meant to be a time of joy, a long-awaited reunion, a celebration of togetherness, and a chance to create new memories. What began as a joyful family gathering, filled with laughter, music, and the warmth of shared stories, ended in unimaginable tragedy. The air was alive with happiness, children played nearby, and generations mingled, grateful for the chance to be together. Just before 6 p.m. on November 29, 2025, that sense of safety was shattered. Gunfire erupted inside a banquet hall on Lucile Avenue, echoing through the building and sending guests scrambling for cover. In a matter of seconds, the peace of the evening was replaced by chaos and fear. 14 people were shot, 4 lost their lives, and 10 others were wounded. Sirens wailed as first responders rushed to the scene, working desperately to save those caught in the crossfire. The aftermath was a scene of heartbreak, confusion, and disbelief. The hall, once filled with laughter and the sounds of celebration, became a place of chaos and heartbreak. Decorations hung limply, chairs were overturned, and the echoes of joy were replaced by the sobs of those searching for loved ones. The city was left in shock, struggling to comprehend how a celebration could turn so quickly into sorrow. Neighbors gathered in the streets, holding each other close, trying to make sense of the senseless violence that had struck at the heart of their community. News of the shooting spread rapidly, resonating across the nation. Television screens and social media feeds were soon filled with images of the tragedy, as people everywhere tried to process the devastating loss. The fact that it happened during a family event made the loss even more devastating. Photo albums and keepsakes, once symbols of happy times, now serve as painful reminders of those who are gone. Children's toys left behind at the scene speak to the innocence lost that night. Each victim was a beloved member of the community, their absence deeply felt by friends, neighbors, and relatives. Vigils sprang up across Stockton as people gathered to mourn, to remember, and to support one another in their grief. Stockton now faces the difficult journey of healing, forever marked by the events of that night. The community has come together, offering prayers, support, and hope for a future where such tragedies can be prevented. The tragedy is a stark reminder of how fragile life can be, and how quickly everything can change. In the quiet moments that follow, the city reflects on the importance of unity, compassion, and resilience. The memory of that Saturday will linger in the hearts of all who were touched by it, serving as both a warning and a call to cherish every moment with those we love. The horror unfolded during a child's birthday party, a day meant for joy and innocence. What should have been a simple gathering filled with laughter, games, and the warmth of family became the setting for an unimaginable tragedy. The air, once filled with the sound of children's giggles and the cheerful singing of "Happy Birthday," was suddenly pierced by chaos. Balloons, cake, and laughter were replaced by panic and grief in an instant. The decorations that had been lovingly arranged now stood as silent witnesses to the devastation. The untouched cake, meant to be the centerpiece of celebration, became a symbol of innocence lost. Children who moments before were playing and celebrating suddenly found themselves in the midst of chaos. Their games were interrupted by fear, their smiles replaced by tears. The confusion and terror in their eyes told a story no child should ever have to experience. Parents and grandparents, there to share in happiness, were forced to shield their loved ones from unimaginable danger. In a heartbeat, the adults became protectors, desperately trying to comfort and shelter the children from harm, their own hearts breaking as they did so. The sanctity of a birthday party was violated, leaving emotional scars that will last a lifetime. The sight of overturned chairs and scattered toys now serves as a haunting reminder of how quickly joy can turn to sorrow. Some of the victims were children, their sense of safety forever changed. The trauma of witnessing such violence at a young age is something that will linger, shaping their memories and their sense of the world. The trauma for survivors, especially the young, will require immense support from family and community. Counselors and loved ones will need to help these children process their fear and confusion, guiding them toward healing in the months and years to come. This event is a painful reminder that violence can intrude on even our most cherished moments. The community now gathers not for celebration, but for mourning, leaving flowers and toys as tributes to the innocence that was stolen. The memory of this birthday will be marked not by celebration, but by loss, and survival. For those who were there, every future birthday will carry the weight of this day, a reminder of how fragile happiness can be. The community is left to grapple with the heartbreak of innocence lost. Neighbors, friends, and strangers alike have come together, united in grief and in their determination to support one another through the darkness. Healing will be a long and difficult process for everyone touched by this tragedy. The road ahead is uncertain, but the resilience of the community and the bonds of family will be crucial in helping survivors find hope again. The contrast between intended joy and sudden terror is deeply unsettling. It serves as a stark reminder of how quickly life can change and how important it is to cherish every moment of peace and happiness. Stockton's families now carry the heavy burden of this day. As they walk forward, they do so with the hope that, together, they can begin to heal and reclaim the sense of safety and joy that was so cruelly taken from them. 4 lives were lost, and 10 more forever changed in the aftermath of the shooting. Both adults and children were among the victims, leaving entire families shattered. Survivors were rushed to hospitals, facing not only physical wounds, but deep emotional trauma. Behind every number is a story, a parent, a child, a friend, whose future was stolen or altered. The community mourns together, holding the victims' families in their thoughts. Friends, neighbors, and classmates are all touched by this tragedy. The children who survived must now process a trauma no child should ever face. The pain ripples outward, affecting everyone connected to those lost or injured. Stockton must unite to support one another and begin the long road to healing. The scars of this day will remain, but so will the strength of a community determined to recover. First responders arrived to a scene of devastation, balloons and cake scattered among chaos. Paramedics and police worked quickly to help the wounded and secure the area. The contrast between celebration and violence was jarring, a stark reminder of innocence lost. Law enforcement, visibly shaken, began the painstaking process of investigation. The banquet hall, now a crime scene, is cordoned off as evidence is collected. Federal partners, including the FBI and ATF, are assisting in the search for answers. For those present, the memories of that room will be forever etched in their minds. The community faces a long journey to heal from the trauma left behind. As Stockton grieves, a manhunt is underway for the shooter who fled the scene. The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office leads the investigation, working tirelessly to follow every lead. Federal agencies are assisting, bringing expertise and resources to the case. Detectives are reviewing footage, interviewing witnesses, and analyzing evidence. The community remains anxious, knowing the suspect is still at large. Law enforcement's mission is not only to find the perpetrator, but to restore a sense of safety. The pressure is immense, but the hope is that answers, and justice, are within reach. Stockton waits for a breakthrough that will bring closure and accountability. Law enforcement is making an urgent appeal to the public, emphasizing that solving this case will require the eyes and ears of the entire community. Investigators have been working tirelessly, but they know that the breakthrough they need could come from someone who saw or heard something, no matter how small it may seem. District Attorney Ron Freitas stood before the cameras, his message clear and direct. Anyone with information, photographs, or videos related to the incident is urged to come forward immediately. He stressed that every detail, no matter how insignificant it might appear, could be the missing piece investigators are searching for. Detectives are meticulously reviewing every lead, but they can't do it alone. Even the smallest tip, something overheard, a suspicious vehicle, or a fleeting glimpse, could be crucial in identifying the shooter and understanding what happened that night. To make it easier for people to share what they know, anonymous tip lines have been set up. These hotlines allow anyone to provide information without fear of retaliation or exposure, ensuring that every voice can be heard safely and confidentially. The involvement of the community is absolutely vital. Time and again, it's been a citizen's tip that has broken open a case and led to justice. Law enforcement is counting on neighbors, friends, and even strangers to step forward and help bring closure to the victims' families. In a powerful moment, Freitas also addressed the suspect directly, urging them to surrender peacefully and face justice. He reminded everyone that accountability is the first step toward healing for the entire community. The partnership between law enforcement and the public is more important now than ever. When citizens and police work together, they form a united front against violence and fear. making it possible to find answers and restore a sense of safety. Stockton residents are being called upon to stand together, to support the investigation, and to show that their city will not be defined by tragedy, but by resilience and solidarity. Coming forward with information is not just an act of civic duty, it's a profound gesture of compassion for the victims' families and for the entire community, who are all seeking answers and closure. The unity and determination of Stockton's people in this moment can help bring justice, healing, and hope for a safer future. By coming together and taking action, the community can help ensure that those responsible are held accountable and that peace is restored for everyone. Investigators are working to uncover why this tragedy happened. Early evidence suggests the attack may have been targeted, not random. Authorities are examining possible disputes or conflicts among attendees. Understanding the motive is crucial to narrowing down suspects. The investigation is ongoing, with officials careful not to speculate. No explanation can justify the loss, but finding answers is essential for justice. The search for motive guides the pursuit of the person responsible. City and state leaders have offered words of comfort to Stockton. Mayor Cristina Fugazi expressed deep sorrow and solidarity with the victims' families. She acknowledged the pain of losing both children and adults, especially after Thanksgiving. Governor Gavin Newsom pledged state support for the investigation and community. These messages remind Stockton that they are not alone in their grief. Leadership's compassion helps hold the community together in its darkest hour. Stockton, a city of over 320,000, is united in mourning. Vigils and memorials have sprung up, offering spaces for shared grief and support. The shock is felt everywhere. Families hold each other closer, and the sense of security is shaken. Community organizations and mental health professionals are mobilizing to help those affected. Counseling and safe spaces are being offered to process the trauma. The city's resilience shines as neighbors support one another. Stockton refuses to be defined by violence, choosing unity and compassion instead. Residents rally around the families, offering comfort and practical help. Cooperation with law enforcement continues as the search for justice goes on. The victims will be remembered, and the community is determined to heal. Together, Stockton will walk the long road ahead, stronger for their solidarity.